Okay. So here I have reference image. This reference image is less than A4 size. So uh, I just want this reference image to show you on live what we are going to work on and where we are working. So I will show you, right? Other thing is, I want to show you that how to do line drawing. So many of us has no idea how to start with a line drawing. So here you can see this is my A3 size line drawing. Okay. And I have already provided you all line drawings. This is just a normal Xerox paper. Just a normal Xerox. Same by reference image. I have got the print in normal Xerox paper. So it's the same sheet. So don't get confused. You don't need any fancy sheet. Okay, just a normal Xerox paper sheet you need for reference image and same you need for line drawing. So I have my line drawing in the Xerox paper and then you can see what I did. I shaded the back side of my line drawing. Okay. So here is my line drawing and I shaded back side of my line drawing. Now, if you want good line drawings, what you have to do, just get this shading pencil, which is 10B. 8B, 10B, 12B, these pencils are really good because this will give you a dark, good shade, right? And you will get the good line drawing. So I'll show you. This is the intensity of the color, this graphite. So these are good for shadings when you are shading the back side of paper. Another thing is there are wax-free papers available. If you are working on watercolors, so always look for the wax-free paper. It is somewhere written in your sheet, tracing sheet, that it's wax-free. But if you're working with oil pastels, we don't have to worry about that because it's a opaque medium. Okay, so any tracing sheet can work here. So if you don't have a tracing sheet, so then what we do, we use this method. So you can see I have used this method. And then here is my line drawing. Okay, I hope you got an idea what I did. This is my line drawing. I have sealed one side with tape. Okay, and then I shaded here back side of my line drawing. And now here is my line drawing. Now, before starting, we have to make sure there is no extra graphite. So for this, you need a clay eraser, okay? And you need to lift the extra graphite because this can affect your lighter tones, basic highlights. So I'm just with my clay eraser, I will try to lift the extra graphite. So this will not going to affect the values, especially lighter tones. And any mistake can be fixed in oil pastels. See, lot of graphite. This can harm your values, so it's better. And don't try to erase it. Don't try to use these kind of different erasers. This will just spoil your work. Okay. And it can also affect the texture of your paper. So texture or the tooth of paper is really very important because we need something when we are using oil pastels. Okay. So don't use this eraser. Always go with this one. Or you can simply, this way you can do it if you want to do it first. Make it light as you can because only you have to see the drawing. I did this much dark just to show you all. So most of my graphite from this sheet I have picked. Now it's ready. So I'll remove this. Okay, so I don't need this now. I'll keep it side. If you have any question, you can ask me. So this is cartridge sheet. Cartridge sheet, it's hardly 180 GSM, right? So we don't need thick sheets. It's okay if you go with 180 GSM, up to 200 GSM you can use, right? And then we have other paste, like other surface where we can use, like these are the pastel papers, especially meant for oil pastels. Now we have a different intention, whether you want to work with the detailed, realistic kind of work. So accordingly, we'll choose that kind of paper. Okay, so here you can see all these are the pastel paper. Now we also use watercolor paper. So this is my Archie's 300 GSM or 140 pounds watercolor paper, right? It's cold press. So cold press are always good for these kind of detailed work because there is some texture, not too much of texture, but some texture, right? So these are all these paper we use for oil pastels. And then one more surface I'll show you, which is like this one. This is wood, right? So we also use wood. We also use canvas for doing oil pastel paintings. So this is different story. And then we have these pastels. I have more pastels for different reasons. So this is camel, just a basic one, right? And then I have this one, Mungyo student grade pastels. And then here, this is Mungyo Gallery, artist grade pastels. So we use the combination of these pastels to create a realistic kind of work, right? So as you create the realism in different medium, oils, acrylic, watercolor, same kind of realism we can create in oil pastels. And the beauty of oil pastel is that you just need this oil sticks. That's it. You don't need any additional material. And these are not expensive at all. Okay. So just with these pastels, you can create so many shades. You can create realistic kind of work. So this was just a short introduction about oil pastels. So what are these oil pastels? These are combination of oils in a form of stick. Okay. We can also use brush with oil pastels. We can also use oils with oil pastels. So there are multiple way to explore this medium. We also use knife with this pastel, right? So today I'm going to use this one. I told you to get this set. This is Mungyo oil pastels. I told you to get the small set of 12. Okay, so I'm going to use the basic color from this set today, which you will see in set of 12. So I'll select few color and then I'll show you how to do color testing. Then we are going to select the final color palette. Okay, we need this one. Just keep your reference image close to you and check what colors you can see here. So I can see yellow kind of tone. So any yellow, whatever you have yellow in your set, you can pick. Okay. It's not necessary you have to pick particular shade. If I'm using deep yellow or any kind of yellow, so you don't have to worry about that. Pick whatever yellow you have in your set. That's it. Okay. Pick whatever blue you have in your set. If you have little bit darker, no worries. Only we have to take care of the values. Values means how much light is that, how much dark area we have. Only this you have to take care. And today I am just going to pick limited set of pastels. I'm not going to confuse you with too much of pastels, right? So one, I have light pastel here, this blue color. Another one, I can pick any, I can test. This is another kind of blue in my set. So I can pick this one or I have this. cobalt blue. Okay, I can pick this one. So I have yellow here, and this yellow somewhere, if I want to add some variation in yellow, what I have to do? I can, yes, you can use camel, completely fine. You know, we have created realistic painting with camel, right, Pooja? Yeah, you can use. So I have here different kinds. So how I can add variety? I can use some red, okay? Because might be possible that you don't have this color in your set, which is orange. So we can pick red and we can do color mixing and we can prepare our own color, right? So I have this color, then I have darker tones. Then I can see here some dark tone. One of the petals, I can see some dark tone here. So let's pick that color. It can be black or it can be green. So let's pick any green. Whatever green you have, you pick that. I'll pick this one. Okay. Whether it's dark, whether it's light, you don't have to worry about that. Pick any green from your set. And then I can also see there are some variation in yellow. Little bit tiny variations in yellow. So for this, if you have any brown in your set, you can use. If not, so we can pick any color which is close to orange or any kind of dark color will work. So I have red here, even I can use this color. I can do color mixing to make this color little bit different shades. So actually we just need different kind of shades. That's it. Right. So I think I'm done with selecting colors. And because I want to show you with limited colors, right? And rest I'm going to keep it side. If I need, I can pick later and I will let you know that I am picking this color. So here, let's see what exactly is opacity of this color, how much vibrant this color is. So whenever we put oil pastels in our sheet, you always make sure your oil pastels are clean. So here you can see different pastel I can see in this one. Okay. So I am going to first of all clean my pastels because it will not give you the correct value then. Always clean your pastels first. See this yellow, it's full of red. So it will not give me correct value. You can work with any pastels, right? And then what I'm going to do, one by one, I am going to swatch these pastels. So always arrange your pastels from light to dark. So white and then lighter colors first. And then this way, you can arrange your pastels. Okay. And now I'm going to swatch one by one. So you know this is white. It is not visible here. Shades, you can use any shade, right? Just keep in mind, I'm using yellow here. So whatever yellow you have in your set, you can pick that. Medium yellow, Indian yellow, right? Now you all are using different sets. So I'm not saying exact number or exact name because names are different. So I'm just saying if you have red in your set, you can pick that. See, this is the vibrancy of this color. So I'm showing you the vibrancy and the opacity of colors. This one is teal blue or cerulean blue, you can say. This one is ocean blue. Then this one is cobalt blue. Cobalt blue is my favorite. And then this is black, right? So you know how vibrant these colors are. Now you check with your reference image. Again, when we cross check, so we know that, okay, we are using the right kind of pastels. So here I can just match with my reference image that, okay, the center part, I can use this combination. Even I can do some touches of red. Okay. And then here I can see some purplish kind of tone around or pinkish kind of tone. If you have reference image, you can see in your reference image, there are some pinkish kind of tones and touches. Even you can add more drama to your painting, like you can, some of the areas you can still add pinkish kind of tones. Okay, pinkish tone, purplish tone you can add. And yes, now we can start. See, I'll show you on board. So I'm going to create one painting here. So I'll show you the back side, how we can use oil pastels, and we can create realistic painting. See, and this pigment will not go anywhere. It will remain fresh, vibrant, provided you know how to seal the painting, right? So it can be done on any surface. So we can do it on canvas, on board, on different kind of pastel paper, watercolor paper are always good. And then best is always cartridge sheet. So if you don't have any other paper, cartridge sheet is always good. So now we are going to little bit see about color mixing, how we can do it. So here, if you have this color, so let's say I'm putting this color on my sheet. So you have to understand the handling. Everything is handling. We work with three kind of pressure: low pressure, medium pressure, and high pressure. Okay. Low pressure means this, where you are gently putting your color on paper, and this is the intensity. And then it's a medium pressure, where it's like a little bit more color. And then it's a high pressure. So we work with these three kind of pressure with oil pastels. Okay. And these are equally important. So first, because we don't use any other medium, we don't use pencil colors, we don't do any tiny details with separate medium. Purely we are using oil pastels. So first thing we do, we work on handling, we work on texture studies, we work on understanding about pastels, right? So this thing first you have to practice, just do it along with me and see are you able to do it or not, right? So when you want to apply low pressure, always hold your pastel from back side. If you hold your pastel from here, accidentally you are going to put more pressure, right? So always hold your pastel from here whenever you are working with low pressure. So, and then see, you will get a nice, beautiful shade. Sometimes we need this, okay? Then medium pressure. Still, you can hold your pastel from backside, but apply more pressure here. Okay, this is medium pressure. And then third time we do it with high pressure. High pressure doesn't mean you have to put too much of pressure. High pressure or darker value will come by layering method. Okay, like you work with watercolors with the layering method. Same here we use the layering method. So first you do one shade, and if you want to do it more dark, so you add another shade on top with same pastel. So we are not putting any high pressure here. Otherwise, layering will not happen. So just go layer by layer and you can apply low pressure. Okay. So we are getting this darkness just by layering, not at one go. This is the biggest mistake many of us we have done, that we do high pressure. And then there is no room for adding more colors. It's not possible to add more colors on top. You will experience your wax is shifting. You are not able to put more colors. It is coming up. It is feeling like sticky, messy. These type of things will happen, right? So you have to go layer by layer. Always understand low pressure, medium pressure, high pressure. If you master this, you can create any kind of realistic paintings with oil pastels. I will show you at the end some of my student work. If they are here, I can request them that they can. Guys, please be ready with your works. Maybe at the end we can show, right? So these are the pastels. I am using same pastel, and with this single pastel, I can prepare the complete painting, right? So let's say, okay, we'll do one exercise together, okay? And we call it a value scale. In session or in our community, we study this thing in detail. So first month is just techniques, more of techniques, color mixing. So I'm just doing few boxes here, and this we call value scale, right? So first, I'm going to apply low pressure here. So you try to fill this box with low pressure. Always use one angle, which is like 45-degree angle. So I'm also teaching you what I have learned in my fine arts. We always work with 45-degree angle. Okay. So start from corner. And now again, I'm going to do same thing with low pressure, right? So first I'm going to add one layer. Now my intention should be, second one should be darker than my first one. Okay, so I'm going to layer it again. Now you can see here my second one is darker than my first one. This is what we have to do in third one. So again, low pressure, apply first layer. Okay, this is first layer. Again, now I have to make sure the third one is much darker than second one. So I will put another shade here with low pressure. So I told you when we have to achieve the darker value, we have to put low pressure, right? Now these two are looking same, but what I have to do, I have to make this one darker than my second one. So again, I will pick my pastel, and with the same pressure, with the same low pressure, I'm going to slowly work on top, and here it is. Okay. So maybe you are feeling it's still looking like same. So no problem. We can go with one more shade. It's not like that. You don't have to count. I have done 3 times. Still it is looking same. See, now this time it's visible. Same, another one. So low pressure. Why I'm sharing this thing with you? Because this is what we are going to implement in our painting. So I'm only teaching those methods which we are going to implement today or in these 3 days, right? So if you practice well, you will get really good results. So this is one time. I can again go with another. You do it slow, don't try to hurry. Otherwise, you will get uneven results. You will put uneven pressure. Again, go third time, because this time I want to make sure my fourth one is darker. Again, low pressure, right? Still it is looking same. So I will add another layer. Still I can go and do at least, I can prepare 20 shades more just with single color by applying different kind of pressure. This is what we practice in first few days, okay, when we are working with realism. And then every pastel has some limitation. Let's say this is 20th box, okay, and now this color gave up. It is not giving me anything. So what I can do, I can use my any other pastel to create darker version of it or to create the lighter version of it. So let's create darker. So what I'll do, I will pick my black, okay, and I will just add a very less with low pressure. You can see not even visible that much, right? I only need this much. And then what I can do, again, I will pick the same pastel and now I can layer it on top. Now still what I'm doing here, I am layering. I am not mixing. So there is difference between layering and mixing. I will show you later. Another one. Another time. So you keep doing it until you are getting much darker result, right? So this time it will be more darker than my first box. So this one, so you can see slight difference. If I want to make little bit more darker, what I have to do? Again, I'm going to put black and this time I can put little bit more black. Okay, let's say I'm using this black here. And then again, I can put with same pressure, no high pressure at all, just work with low to medium pressure. And I can do layering multiple times. Okay, so here you can see this one is much darker. So this is how we create the results. Okay, color mixing. If I want the lighter variation of this color, let's say I want some lighter tones here. So what can I do? I can simply pick my white and black. These are the two color which plays a really very important in your oil pastels because we don't have water here. We don't have any white color, just like acrylic or oils. We don't have anything. Okay. So this is a color, this and this, which help us to give the darker version and lighter version. So if you want to prepare the tints, so tints means adding whites. Okay. So we use this white and we need plenty of white. So I always have the, boxes of white set more because other colors can work, but we are always running out of white color. So here you can see how I can get the white. I am just going to go with this color. I'm showing you half so that you will get idea. See, this is the lighter color. I'll show you the closer. Right? See, and same, I can create different variations of darker tone by applying blacks, or I can create the different variation by adding white on top. So here you can see, another time I'm adding white. And this time I am blending because colors I have already applied. Now I'm blending. Blending means whatever layers I have applied in base, all these colors are blending together to create beautiful shade. So here again, if I work with this one, So when we do blending, we apply again medium pressure. Okay, no high pressure. So here let's go with this box. So this way I will cover all the boxes. So you can see we have got different variations of glues. And this is how we are going to work with today's subject. If you want more lighter version, what we can do, we can apply white more and this color less. So we can drag the paint down. There are multiple ways to do color mixing. See, I got the lighter version of this color. So I have to put white more and this color less. So simply drag this color down. It's wax. So you will easily able to drag it. So just bring this color down. Or simply what you can do, you can drag this way down with your finger and don't press too hard. Otherwise, you will push the paint from that area or you will accidentally push bags from that area. And then you put more white. So this way, we can create n number of shades. Okay. Same way, if I want to push this one, see, let's say I want to create a variation of this one. I added white and let's drag this pink down. See how beautiful it's coming. So when you face issue with my colors are sticking, I'm not able to apply, layering is not happening. So problem is you are not doing things correctly. Everything starts from your base layer. If your base is correct, everything will work out for you. Okay. So what are the mistakes we do in base? I will show you both of them like here, do's and don'ts. Let's discuss. So first thing, we don't have patience. Okay. And what we do, we think like, okay, I just have to fill up the box, right? So you will just go this way. You will try to do it. You will go fast. You will do it uneven surface. You will try to finish entire box in one go. See what is happening? Uneven results, and this is completely wrong way of doing. If you are doing, you will never able to create realistic work with oil pastels. So this is the first basic alphabets which you have to understand. Once you learn this, you can do anything with oil pastels, believe me, right? Now, what is the right way of doing? I told you always use one angle in one layer. So first I can start with 45-degree angle. 45 means always start diagonally, right? Hold your pastels from back side and you keep applying. Now here you don't have to cover at one go. Just do half and then shift. Again do half with low pressure and again shift. This way we'll finish the painting. This way you can do at least, 10 to 15 layers with all pastels. That means you can create as much depth you want in your painting. Okay. So this is the right way of doing. First, you have to understand this part. Once you learn this part, then it is like we can start working. Okay. So today I have shown you some of the ways to just a technique, basic techniques related to this reference image. So later you can just practice. Okay. And the another thing is I will show you about color mixing. So let's say I have only these colors, which is yellow and blue, right? And I don't have green. But if you have knowledge of color mixing, you will easily able to create your greens. Okay. So if I have green here, blue, and you can do this with any kind of blue. Whatever blues you have in your set, you can just experiment with that. So first I place blue. Now you have to understand how much blue you are adding. Is it medium or is it low? So if I add more low pressure, see, I will just add very less. And if I want to put more, so I will put more. So this is done with low, medium, and high, you can say, right? Then I have my yellow, and now I can apply on top. See what happened? I got this nice green, deep green. Now I'm going to apply on medium, okay, where I applied the medium pressure. So here, this is the green. And let me use more so that you can see the difference, okay? And then I'm going to use yellow on top. So I'm showing you we can work with limited set and we can prepare n number of colors without water or without oils. See, I got three kind of greens by just these two colors. And if I add white here, what will happen? Let's use white. So half of the box I can use white. Okay. I will use here, then here, and here, and I'm going to blend it. So blending I can do with my finger. See, you can see the change. Here the color is different, here the color is different. So we can prepare different kind of green. I have shown you, you can say six color mixing technique. Here we created tints and here we created shades. Shades means when you are using the darker value, blues, blacks, you can go more dark. We have not added black yet, right? So still you can imagine we can just create by two or three pastels, we can create 15, 16 shades easily. Okay, so now I'm directly going to jump into the painting part. So you all know what colors we have to use. According to my reference image, this color will go, okay, which is cerulean blue. If you don't have, you can pick any color, okay, and you can add white on top. Let's say you only have this Persian blue. So what you can do, then later on top, you have to use white more and more. So we always go with the approach, always start from lighter to darker tone. So I use the same approach that we do in watercolors. Okay. Always go from light tone to darker tone. So I mean to say, always first layer should be lighter. Second layer can be little bit darker. Third can be more darker. Now you have room for adding more colors. You can prepare 20 shades, 30 shades. But in initial stage, if you're adding darker tone, then you will not able to layer anything on top. Okay, so use this method. So let's start here. At least we can add one or two layers. Okay, let's focus on one today. So I'm going to focus on which is detailed one, right? So this one, we are going to do one flower today. And if you are looking for realistic kind of work, so you need patience. Make sure your hands are clean because otherwise you will get a lot of patches in your work. So you always should have any kind of tissue paper where you can, save your paper. You just get some tissue paper. . Okay. So if I'm working on this area, I can hide this area. This way, my paper will be safe and I will not accidentally put hand in different area. Okay. And this way, I can put my hand. So I only have this area, rest I have covered. So we can see here some different color. What we can do, first of all, always select the color which is lighter in that area. So the lighter color which I can see, if there are highlights, so we apply white in base. Okay. But if you are working with soft pastels, when we work with hard pastels, we secure the area with white first, right? But when we have the soft pastels, so it's okay, you can apply at the end also. So applying white at the end is possible, right? So let's do one thing. I am going to cover some of the areas randomly without thinking much. We are first of all focusing on the center part. Okay. So wherever you see the yellowish kind of tone with light hand, I'm going to apply white there. So even if I accidentally put some color on top, it's very easy to remove. My paper is secure. My base is completely secure. So if you see white till here or yellow till here, you apply till here, so that we can create that shade, smooth shade. Okay. And I will add here. Then I'm going to pick yellow. So next color I can see is yellow. Clean your pastel first. Make sure that it's nicely clean, you can see. Okay. And then I'm going to apply yellow. Same method, I will go with light hand. You can see from where I'm holding pastel from back side. Okay. And don't worry if you think like my drawing will completely vanish or I'm not able to see my drawing, no problem. Just work with lines, shape, color, form, value, space, texture, right? I will show you what are these. So I'm just applying wherever I see yellow, I can apply that color. Okay. Then I can also see some pinkish kind of tones here. To create that pinkish kind of tone, what I can do, I have, see, I have red and I have white. So I can just apply some white on top of red or red on top of white. You can do anything. Apply white on top of red or red on top of white, and then you do the blending. You will get the same thing. Okay. Little bit of variation is there. So what I'm going to do with my white, I will cover that area first. So here, if I want to add some glow, I can go this area, shade with light hand, low pressure, even if it is not visible, keep doing it. First few stages of oil pastels look ugly. Okay, you feel like it's not working. But when you keep doing it, it will work for you. You will start seeing results. So this is my real reason for loving oil pastels, that I don't need much mess around. I just need paper and I need pastels and I can start creating paintings. Now I can do sketching with my pastel also. That is also possible. right? We can do like realistic painting, impression kind of work, just with oil sticks. Wherever you see the pink, so I can also see some pink touches here. So I'm applying a white first with low pressure and let's spread it. Okay. So we are not completely going to copy the reference image because copying will going to take some time. Realism always take time. So wherever I see the pinkish kind of touch, I will apply. So I only applied in this area, around center area. The rest we are going to do later, but we only applied in this area. Okay. Now I need red, and then red, it's really vibrant. It's quite vibrant. So you have to make sure that you go with the lighter hand. Always go with this much intensity. Hold your pastels from backside and you do it gently, like you are not putting any kind of pressure at all. See this kind. Okay. I need to peel this paper. So I need this kind of shade. Oh, right. So I need just a second so that I can empty my card. Meanwhile, what you can do, wherever you see the pin, you can apply it. I'm showing you. See? And don't worry at all. Don't feel like what will happen if I do it wrong. Nothing will happen. But you just go light layers. Layer by layer we have to do. See? So around yellow, I'm adding this kind of tone. Okay? Take your time and keep doing it. No need to hurry. Today we are just going to apply base layer in one flower. Okay. I'll take just a second. Oh, so sorry, guys. Can you hear me now? Right. So, what we are doing, we have applied white in base here and we have applied red on top. Now we need white color again. Color that you have used in base, we are using that color again on top. And this time we are doing small circular motion. See, this way we are doing small circular motions on top. This is important. This way, what will happen? Blending will automatically happen here. Right? So this is how we do color mixing with oil pastels. We also do color mixing on palette, but that is different story. That we do when we are doing the bigger size paintings. So there are multiple ways of doing it, but here we are doing mixing on palette. Initially, you will feel like what I'm doing, it's not working. But believe me, when you cross two, three stages, at least third stage you finish, and then your work will start looking like a that yes, it's coming up. And the reason why we do layer by layer, because that way drawing is also visible and we keep getting idea where to apply that shade. So I'm going in that area where I have applied there. And if you want to create more variety in this red and you want to make it purplish, little bit of purplish. So I have this color. Any of blue you can pick dark or you can pick light. And same thing you can do, just go on top with light hand. See, even if this is not visible. So you can do that if you want, right? To create some different variation. Or I can also use this potion blue with low pressure. I'll show you the zoom in so that everything is visible what I'm doing. See, randomly I'm applying here and there low pressure with blue. If you want, you can do it. If you don't want, just leave it. And then I mentioned that if you are not comfortable with working with your finger, because you need to have a clean fingers. So if you have this earbud, you can use it, or if you have blending stumps, then again you can use it. This way you will get the clean work. So what I'm doing, I'm just blending this color again. Don't press too hard when you are blending. It should be gentle pressure. If you feel it's dark, no problem, we have white. White can save us. Right? If you want to add more white, you can do it. If you think values are looking much darker, so again apply white on top. So I mostly do blending with colors only. Randomly, I added few colors here and there. Then the center part, again, I'll go with tissue or blending stump, or you can use earbud. So here you can see how I'm doing. When we are working on lighter areas, always make sure that you are using fresh blending stumps. Don't use a used one, or sometimes we accidentally use anything to blend. Okay. So if you are using used ones, it will not give you value. It's again, it can be a mistake. So avoid blending stumps which are already pigmented. Okay. Use a fresh side. So I'm using fresh here, and I'm moving inside this way because I want my yellow to be fresh. Whenever you are working on lighter values, first of all, apply in lighter value or lighter area, then go out. Now, once you blended the lighter area, you can go this way, lighter to darker. So we are doing mixing here. See, we are moving this yellow and mixing with another color. Yellow should be fresh. And you can extend the shade. See how I'm going with this color, and I can extend the shade. Initially, you will feel like I'm not able to work with this medium, right? But the thing is, you have just tried for the first time and you don't know the handling. Once you know the handling, once you know the technique, then you are good to go. I can extend the shade. So blending is happening. And whatever pigment you have in your earbud, you can work with the same pigment somewhere else. You can extend this pigment to any other area, right? Again, I will go with yellow. So I have yellow here, and this time I will randomly some of the places I can apply yellow. So you just see which are the areas you see yellow more. Just add tiny dots, dashes. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm just adding yellow this way randomly. This is what I'm doing. Okay, Alice. See, I'm randomly applying here. And then I'm going to pick something darker. So something darker can be your brown if you have brown. If you don't have brown, so you can just pick red. No problem. So somewhere I'm just adding these kind of red. See, if you don't have brown, if you have, you can use it. Then I can also see some different kind of colors here in the center part. Okay. So what I can do, I have this color which is green. I can use this green color gently and just apply on the spot. Don't try to mix or don't try to shade. Just apply and follow the shade, how that shape is looking. So I'm randomly applying. I will show you how I'm doing it. I'm just covering some of the areas. this way. You just connect those lines. So if you have applied this way, just connect that line and leave some gaps in between. So it will look like you have worked with quite detail. Okay. And then to make it more bright and dark, what I can do, I can use black. So same way, just add few dots and dashes with black, not too much, randomly do it. So no mixing, no blending, nothing, only we are applying on top. Okay. And then again with yellow, I can go in other areas. So now I'm not going to disturb this part because I already added these dots and dashes. So I can work in the outer part. I'm applying more yellow here outside to make it more glowing. I will again come back and work on this area. So this is not done yet. This is just a 10% what we have done if we are doing realism. But I want to teach you just a impression work, how you can work with oil pastels. So I can say like 30% of work we have done, right? Now I'm going to simply pick my this blue color, any light blue you can pick, and start working from one area. So I will pick any one area here and let's say I'm working on this area. Okay, before applying this blue directly, if you want to secure some of the areas, so some areas you can see looking like bright lines in that area. Okay, so what we do, we secure the base with white. So wherever you see the bright lights, you just applied white first in those areas. So like here below this part, I can see some white lights. So just apply white in that area. And you can use low to medium pressure. Wherever you see the white, you just secure those areas. And we are randomly doing it. I'm seeing my reference image and I'm seeing which areas I can see the bright lights. Only applying that part. And you don't have to be super accurate. Okay, just apply wherever you feel like. So here is my reference image. Yes, see, you can see this area is looking like more highlight. This area, here, here, this way, wherever you see the whitish kind of lights, we have to apply in those areas, right? We can also apply white later if we want. But right now, first of all, we are going to secure the base. Take your time. You will just get idea why I'm doing this. Wherever I see that light tone, I'm applying. with light hand. Okay, I think I have applied. Now I will use this color blue and start working from one area. So I'll show you one petal first. Okay. I'm using pastel with light pressure or low pressure, you can say. First, I'm going to show you only one petal so that you get idea. Make sure that when you are working in these edges part, okay, for edges, you can use the back side of pastel because back side of pastel is crisp and it will be helpful for you to cover this area. So what I do, I will peel the back side of pastel. See, I have a clean edge here. Now with this clean edge, I can nicely cover the boundaries. So here you need to spend some good time. Otherwise, you will see your colors is coming out. That can also be fixed, but for now, it will be good if you can just focus on getting clean lines. So this is how we do the drawing part with clean edge. Use the back side and keep it safe always. Don't use the back side. You only work with one area. Wherever it is needed, then only you use the back side. Okay. Now again apply that color and I'm applying on top of white. So I don't have to worry now because I have secured my area with white first. And if accidentally it went to some different area, then also my base is secure. I still can create bright lights. So I will cover one petal. I can go on top of this pink color slightly so that we can get a nice variation from one shade to another shade. And let me create one realistic petal for you. Okay, we have applied blue. Now you know what you have to do. Again, we are going to pick base color. So base color was white. Okay, and here we are going to do blending. So pick this white and go with the small circular motion on top of this blue. You don't have to put any high pressure. So first it will get lighter and then we can build the shades again. So this is ongoing process. Small circular motions. Edges part, you be careful or you don't touch the edges. Okay, let's say I added this color. Now just see if you have to add some other colors or not. So I can see that there are these kind of lines. Okay, some shade lines. So I have to add these shade lines also. So what we have to do, again pick same blue. We are not using tons of color, just same blue. And now again blending will happen automatically. I'm just working on these areas where I feel like it should be shade or some shadow is there. And to work on the edge part, use the back side of pastel. So here I can see one shade or one line is going this way. I'm applying with light hand. If you want, you can also add some more drama by adding some red randomly. Let's say I want to add some red touches. And then I need earbud, or you can do with your finger. If your finger is clean, then you can work with finger. I prefer mostly working with finger because it gives me nice blending. See, I am just dragging, dabbing and dragging. So now layering is nicely done. It will not going to affect my layers. So initially you will feel like it is not working. Colors are coming out or I'm not able to apply nicely. So this is what we have to learn. If you want to learn oil pastels, so this is what you have to learn initially. How to do mixing, blending, layering, and then all these issues will get fixed. And for working in these areas, nearby areas, we have these type of blending stamps. These are paper stamps. I have more fresh one. I'll use that. This one. So it comes in different sizes. This is number two. I also have number one. And then I can nicely work on these areas. Edges part. Okay. And if I need to add more shades on top, let's say I want to make it more light or I want to make it more dark. So if I want to do more light, I will apply more white here. And this time I can apply medium pressure. So let's say I want to add more white in this area to create more bright light. Again, I can do this. Only this area. Where you apply, only blend in that area. Okay. And maybe there are some shades. If there are some shades, you can go with blue again. Just try with lighter blue first, and then you can try with darker blue. So again, I'm applying lighter blue to capture some of the values or dark shades, like these kind of shades. You must be seeing some of the shadows of this petal. So this petal shadow is here. So I'm just focusing on this shadow. So when you have these kind of shades and when you have light, then only you see the good results, right? So just focus on capturing brightest bright and darkest dark. This is what I'm doing here. I have not done much. Only I'm adding lightest light and the darkest dark. Okay, dark is dark, you know we have to go layer by layer, not at one go. Here I'm adding with blue, and then again this blue I can blend with my finger, or if you are not comfortable, you can use paper stump. Okay, again I need some shade. Let's say I want to add some shade only in this area. So I will apply only here, bottom part, and then see some of the areas we can't even use finger because accidentally you can go out, right? In that case, you can use blending style. And then you can this way use a flat part of blending stump and then nicely go this way, because if you go down you can come outside this boundary, so just move in upward direction. Now we have to move towards the darker shade, more darker shades. So let's use this one. I have this blue. Now I can, wherever I see the darker shade, I can apply there. And you can see randomly. Wherever you see there is dark value, you can apply in that area. Don't expect the result in, post class. It will not happen. You just understand how pastels work. That's it. See, with light hand, low pressure, because I don't want darker value here. I just want very light shade of this color. So I will apply pure color in that area, and then with the help of blending stamp, I can fix it. I'll use my blending stamp. I will go on top of these lines with light hand. You don't have to blur completely. It's up to you how much blur you want. You want this to be completely mixed with other color, or you want this to be on top. So I want this to be on top, so I'm mixing slightly. Somewhere if you want blending more, or you want to completely blend that area, you can do it. Always good that if you use the flat part of um, paper stump, it will give you more better result. Don't use the tip part. And even if you're using earbud, then also don't use a tip part. Use a flat surface. I'm using the different hand pressure. Where I want blending more, I will apply more pressure. See, this is bigger area. I can work with my fingers. Make sure your finger is clean. Because when we work with fingers, so our finger already have some kind of oils. So to achieve those values, you have to go back and forth. Sometimes you will feel like you need to add white more, then you add white more. If you feel you need to add some lighter color, again you can add lighter colors, right? And I can add more light tone here. So wherever you feel like it's quite bright, I can go with my white on top and I can add more brightness. So just like any other painting, guys, we have to wait. Okay, you can't finish the painting in one go because right now my colors are soft, and if I wait for some time, I will able to lure it more. Okay. This is for the beginners. Whenever we are starting with pastels, so don't try to finish the thing in one go. You have to wait for some time. So I will work on some of these areas, just adding dots, these kind of whatever patterns are there, I'm just following. Randomly putting this green color, and then I have to add more yellow. Right, and then more white on top. Randomly so that I can break that shape. If any pattern is going on and it is looking one big block, so we have to block that shape, right? So just to break the shape or one big block, or if any area is looking like one big patch, so you use something different so it breaks. I'll show you what I mean to say because many of you, it can be a confusing thing. So let's say I have one color here. Most of the area I'm using green, right? I'm using this color. I also using another color, okay? And you did some blending. Say you blended this color. Now what is happening? It is looking like a dominant color. One dominant block. Okay, we need to add breaks here to make it different. So I'm going to add, let's say I'm using this color on top. Now what is happening when I'm using this color? It is adding breaks here and there in this big patch. So now this will not look like a big patch. It will look like that there is some kind of shades or some kind of shape is there. So it's very important, if any area is looking like one shape or one color, you add something, maybe some tiny dots, maybe some dashes or randomly scribble. So it helps you to break that area. Okay. Yes, guys. So we will also end the session just in few minutes. Yes, so we have to work on this area. Rest we are going to do it tomorrow, and tomorrow will be much faster because today was more explanation part, right? And it's very important to show you what I am doing. Otherwise, you will not able to get idea. So with fresh side of this, another one I have used for blue. So I will use a fresh one and see, use a flat part and you will get the nice blender. Can you hear me now? Is there any issue in my voice? Please confirm, guys. Okay. Neha, please check by your side. Some of the areas you can randomly keep it crispy, like where you directly added the color. You can keep it crisp. some area you can just go somewhere in middle this way and you can blend it. What will happen? You will get a lot of variety in your work. Okay, so we got this area, and the same way we can work on other areas, right? So today was more like an introduction part. Today was more like showing you what kind of paper we need, what kind of pastels we need, and how pastels work, selection of colors, how to do swatches, so selecting color palette. So most of was like basic thing, introduction about oil pastels. I hope you liked this session today. And tomorrow we are going to cover most of the areas. So hopefully we'll work on one single flower. Okay. We'll finish one single flower. And if you want to do practice, you can do it. I will share recording with you all. Whoever has joined live, I'll share the recording. Just do some practice, because if you're trying for the first time, you will feel like it's not for you. Okay, it's not working. But when you do practice, when you see the recording again and again, so you will get idea. Okay, and even you can share your practices inside group. I will also share this work, and then keep sharing for the feedback. Okay, if you have any question anytime, you can ask me.